Welcome to Colts Talk, presented by Prize Picks. Billy BB with you. Did want to let you guys know before we get into it, maybe you're subscribed, but there is a better way to make sure you're getting all the Colts content for free. That is joining our Noti Gang. Completely free as well. Hit that sub button, click the Noti bell, hit the all option. That makes sure you won't miss a single video from us here at Colts Talk. You'll be a better Colts fan for it, for free. Be sure to set all this up right now. Minicamp has officially come to a close for the Indianapolis Colts. The early part of this little offseason stretch is done. We had voluntary stuff, mandatory stuff, workouts, OTAs, minicamps. A lot has happened for the Colts. But this past week with minicamps, we want to bring you our latest winners and losers for the Indianapolis Colts. Let's get into it now. I can't deny Ashton Dulin. I can't. I'd be a fool not to put him as our first winner on our list here today. Day after day after day. And this goes a little bit back into OTAs, so I got to say that. But, I mean, Dulin's been doing it. He's been going crazy this offseason. We knew there'd be this little mini, let's see who takes that wide receiver. You know, we call it 2, but it's really 3 if you count downs, but you call him a slot. That other wide receiver spot, we said it could be Dulin. Maybe. We kind of actually laughed at the thought that PFF had put him as the automatic starter. I thought Westbrook-Ikhine, then Deion Burks would get the first shot there, then free agents, which we'll actually get to in today's video. But Dulin has been looking very, very good. A guy entering his 8th NFL season. He's worked his way from an undrafted free agent, special teams gunner, special teams returner. Then he got a little bit of a look at wide receiver at different points. Now he wants a starting spot, and he's proven it here in the offseason. I've used the word seize. He has seized that open spot for the Colts in general. All he's done is make plays, right, during OTAs and minicamp. Question for him right now, though, is it enough to be a starter, right? Did he just look good and leave something in the mind of Jim Bob Cooter and Shane Steichen of, like, how to use him? Or did he really take a starting spot? Why do I say that? Because last night I'm relaxing and I get an ESPN update. Basically says, hey, you're going to have to talk about this on the show tomorrow. Stephen Holder reporting that the Colts are considering adding a free agent wide receiver, mulling it over, thinking about it, talking about it, still undecided on it. Here's what Holder had to say about the Colts as of right now with their wide receiver situation. The Colts haven't decided whether they plan to add to their receiving core with Michael Pittman Jr. now traded to Pittsburgh and Alec Pierce still rehabbing from offseason ankle surgery. And again, that'll go into training camp for him. But with the assessment of the position continuing during minicamp this week, veteran special teams ace Ashton Dulin made a strong bid to be given a shot to be the number 3 receiver with an impressive week. Holder finishes out by saying the Colts are still mulling a potential roster move at receiver. The remaining free agent options include Keenan Allen and Deebo Samuel. We've talked about one, but not the other, so we're going to have to. But first, name a Colts minicamp winner, whether it was from Colts Talk that you heard us mention, a video clip you saw online, something you read about. We need a winner. Give us a name down in the comment section below. All right, we have done our due diligence on Deebo Samuel, okay? If you follow Colts Talk, if you're with Colts Talk, you know the deal with Deebo and the Colts, the fit, my thoughts. I've gotten your thoughts, his stats, so on and so forth. In general, my vibe there is he is the type of guy, if you get him the ball, he can make things happen. And I think he's still done that over the past few years, which is why I believe he could do it for the Indianapolis Colts. If the Colts were to bring in Deebo, I'd be more than happy. That's kind of how I feel about it at this point in time. I'd be perfectly happy with the idea of Deebo being opposite Alec Pierce with Josh Downs, and then Dulin, right? And then another name to be involved there. Now, Keenan Allen, we're going to get to in just 1 second. But first, today's show is presented by Prize Picks. America's #1 sports picks app has a lot going on right now, and I want to tell you guys about it because we do constantly discuss how easy the lineups on Prize Picks are to put together when you pick more or less on a few player stats. Then you lock in your lineup. We've done baseball, basketball, football. That's all still something you can take a look at on there, but all the excitement around the World Cup right now on Prize Picks. Had to make sure I let you guys know about this Christian Pulisic max discount. That's right. You can go more on 19.5 passes attempted. This guy's a part of the game plan. He's a big part of the USA. You can go less if you want, but the max discount usually leans towards something pretty good. And the lineup here, you can see, and Pulisic, the center of it, we have that more on the passes attempted, 19.5. Shots on goal there with Bril Embolo. was going to take my best shot at that one. And then Allison Becker, more on goalie saves. Players, lineups, more or less. Boom, you're in on the World Cup with Prize Picks. Now, also did want to mention Flex Friday with Prize Picks, which you always got to keep in mind. It's officially back. So right now, Flex Friday lineups are protected plays once again. If you don't win, Prize Picks will give you a bonus lineup to run it back. Right now, Prize Picks also feature an early payout, so if your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. New user offer, download the Prize Picks app today with the link in the comment section and description, then use code HMA. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Keenan Allen, huh? That was a veteran wide receiver. We haven't necessarily dipped into the Keenan Allen discussion much. I thought pretty washed. That was my initial projection and thought here. And then in the office, Tom Downey was like, no, he was solid last year, actually. He's worth looking at. Yeah, if you do look at the numbers, not bad, right? Mirroring Debo, kind of getting after Debo a little bit. That Chicago year was a little disappointing. They quickly moved on from him, and he also had, a little bit of a drop-off with the Chargers, and then he returned. But, yeah, the interesting to have Holder mention Allen alongside Debo Samuel, who we've discussed a lot. But, again, that goes back to Dulin or another option. Let's get to a loser from Colts Minicamp, and I will put my usual PSA out there. Minicamp's all about winners, right? It's no pads. It's mostly 7-on-7s. It's drills. It's good times. It's fun. It's hope for a new season. There's not a lot of losers. I don't like naming losers. It's actually really hard to do with what's going on. Charvarius Ward, just not a good minicamp. So day one, he sits out. They said he's got a tight back. It's all good to go. He's gonna go tomorrow. Next 2 days, he does not go for the Colts in general. So he ends up missing minicamp with a tight back. And look, the thing here is Charvarius Ward, now it was concussion issues that he's had, but he almost was done playing football. He thought about retiring in general from football. So you get to a point now where you come back, you're re-energized, you're feeling good, you're excited to play into the season, and boom, you start the year off with injuries. Not holding it against him. There's no reason like this is something we can assume is going to happen in November or something like that. But, definitely like disappointing, right, for Charvarius Ward. I'll just say I'm pumped for the guy to be back. It's more disappointment for me personally. I think him and Sauce are just going to be this really great duo. I look around the NFL. Not many teams have a 1-2 punch at the corner position. Many have one. Some have 1.5-ish. I think this is a pretty good 1-2 punch for Indy at the corner position. Let's keep Charvarius Ward healthy. Let's keep him going. Let's make sure he's good to go for the Colts. If you disagree with making a loser out of Charvarius Ward, I'm completely with you here, but I'm going to need you to name me a loser yourself in response. Name a Colts minicamp loser for me right now. Back to the winners, the rookies, a pair of rookies to be specific. If you watch the show, we've talked a little bit about what we heard on Bryce Boettcher and A.J. Haulcy. That's right. What have these guys been doing in camp? Haulcy was another guy where it was like C.J. Allen was supposed to be a first-rounder, took him in the second. Haulcy was like supposed to be a second-rounder, nabbed him in the third, which felt like a steal in general. We brought you guys that Lou Anarumo quote where he's like, hey, he's not making the same mistake twice. Looks like a pro. He looks like a veteran, so on and so forth. How about from the guy he'll be playing with, Cam Bynum, on his first impression playing with A.J. Haulcy? And again, I'll say when you guys talk about it's no big deal to miss stuff or skip out on this kind of stuff, Cam Bynum already getting it together here with A.J. Haulcy. Minicamp was mandatory, but yeah, first day of practice, he had a one-hand snag pick on an over route to snatch it out of the air. So I think he's been doing good so far, learning the defense, sitting next to me in film. I'm able to get a lot of knowledge from him and vice versa. I'm able to give whatever I can to him. And just the whole from the whole room, I think everybody's been embracing all the rookies, but especially AJ. He's been doing a really good job filling in and heavy rotating with the ones. So I think he's been doing a really good job, and he's operating like a vet. That is Cam Bynum, who you would expect Haulcy to play with in the safety group there in the back end of the secondary. So good stuff from Haulcy, from Bynum and Lou Anarumo, also saying he's doing well so far in general. Let's pivot to Bryce Boettcher for a second. He was one of my favorite draft picks from the Indianapolis Colts. very athletic dude. Like, that is not a lie right there. He was drafted into the MLB by the Astros. Was very good at Oregon. His Oregon stats are really great. I'm excited to see where he ends up. That's my thing. Is it will linebacker, Mike linebacker, special teams, starter, rotational piece? Like, there's so many options for a guy like Bryce Boettcher, but he popped this week, right? Showed up, had the highlight, maybe the highlight of the week. We don't have a video of the Dulin touchdown over Sauce Gardner, but this Bryce Boettcher pick, pretty good. Right, kind of looks like a safety, like a corner intercepting that ball off of Riley Leonard. So again, you get into these mini camps, these OTAs, guys pop, guys shine. Pick 6 there for Bryce Boettcher. We'll keep an eye on the rookie to see where he ends up. Final loser on today's show. Boy, is it been an offseason for Anthony Richardson Sr. Here's the deal. We entered mini camp. Anthony Richardson Sr., I feel comfortable saying the fans thought this, media felt this, I felt this in general. Felt like he was quarterback too. Those gorgeous slow-mo videos, he's looking jacked. The ball's flowing slowly. Like, it all looks really, really good. That's QB2. Did not take long before Shane Steichen was asked and answered that the QB2 battle is 50-50. Nobody has the leg up, and we quickly learned not long after Steichen said that Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson are splitting reps. Richardson is going from 1s to 2s, back to 1s. Leonard, same thing. It's 10 of this, 10 of that, 10 of this, 10 of that for both those guys, right? Whatever the number is. Splitting reps evenly, not just AR gets 1 reps, then Leonard gets some, then Leonard goes back to 2s. Nope, they are swapping in and out with both groups. It is a competition. And the Athletics' James Boyd also noting that both quarterbacks have been up and down in general. That can say something about Leonard, but again, with Richardson, it says something about any time where dude's trying to get traded, win that quarterback 2 battle. Up and down is the review as of right now. Plus, unfortunately for Anthony Richardson, maybe not unfortunately, I don't know. I still don't know how you guys all feel about this in general. The trade rumors are alive and well, right? We're going through minicamp and we get by the way, this is his contract, so this is when he'll probably get traded. This is the deal with Anthony Richardson in general. The saga never ends, but we'll have all the latest for you here on Colts Talk.